The 1%ers live on their own terms. That's what the 1%ers are. The 1%ers don't care about what nobody else thinks. They're not concerned about what other people, they're not trying to impress nobody else. The 1%ers, all their energy goes into being who they are. That's it. When you in the 1%, you got time. You own your own time. So the number one qualification for the 1% is they own their own time. What would my life look like if I was really in the 1%? What would it look like? And again, that's why I said be careful, because you can start getting on the internet and you can start making it look like something that it's not. And I'm not telling you not to market yourself. I'm not telling you not to be creative, but I'm saying don't get to a point where it's a thin line and you lying to yourself. And you're waking up lying. You're waking up doing activities to make other people feel a certain way. And then you looked up and your whole life now has become about making people feel a certain way about you. I'm telling you, invest your time in really making what you wrote down happen so that that can happen, and then they're gonna see it. Here's what broke people do. Broke people wake up every day and focus on what? Getting money. Getting what? Get money, right? And I just told you, if you get money, you don't necessarily have the other stuff. But if you own your own time, you got all of that. If you own your own time, you can't own your own time without having all the other stuff. So that's why we're gonna shift our focus. Broke people wake up and how much money do I need money. You don't need money when you're creative. You don't need money when you're creative. You need money when you broke. When you're creative, you don't need money. Why? Because you can wake up and create something that can make you $10 million. If you're creative, so you're spending so much of your time trying to make money that you're not focusing on what you're supposed to focus on. So at the end of the day, your superpower is when you are your authentic self. That's your superpower, is when you're you. If I'm going to be like anybody else, it's not going to work. And at the end of the day, if you are your authentic self, that's the 1%. There's 1% of us that don't care about what nobody else say or think about us. We're going to be our authentic self. That's what the 1% is. That's why I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. It don't mean nobody else ain't #1. I'm #1. Why? Just because I'm being myself. Be your authentic self. And when you are your authentic self, that's your superpower. And when you are in your superpower, that's what makes you 1%, because you're not like nobody else. And you got a whole world that when you are authentic, they challenge. That's the real problem. And so every time we go outside, most of you would be filthy rich if you could be you. But every time you try to be you, somebody's challenging you. So that's what happens. When you try to be you, people gonna dog you out. When you try to be you, people gonna try to push you and bully you and challenge you because you ain't being what they think you should be. And most of you gonna break, and that's why you're not a 1%. I'm gonna say it one more time. Most of you gonna break. Most of you gonna break because you're not a 1%er. Most of you gonna make, and what you don't know about them is they don't know who they are. And they not happy with their life. And they don't want you to be happy because they not happy. And if you would just stand up and say, this is who I am. If you would just be yourself, that's all. I got a couple things, but if I could just get you to leave out of here and no longer be what they want you to be, but be who you are, were called to be, you're gonna go to a whole nother level. So the problem with most of you, and you don't even get it, you've been trying to be like everybody else, and that's what's killing you. Go buy what you want to buy, not what they want you to buy. For real, live the way you want to live, not how they want you to live. I'm telling you, you're gonna go to a whole other spot because you're gonna be different. You're gonna be rare, and that rarity is what's gonna make you. You have a better chance of being your authentic self. My son's like, Dad, I want to make 6 figures. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to give you 6 figures, and I'm in a position to do that. But what I continue to think about is if I give my son money, if I die, what's going to happen to him? he's not gonna be able to, he's not gonna be able to take care of himself. So my thing is, you tell me what you want and I can show you how to make it. So my son, he told me what he wanted to make. He's about to get married in a year. So I trained my son in the disc assessment, like thoroughly trained. I don't know, that's my son's stuff. Like thoroughly trained my son. My daughter is a beast at it. So what I tell my son is, this is what I'll do for you. I don't have time to certify everybody. But as people come in, you certify them. You certify everybody online, I give you 50%. I keep 50%, you take 50%, right? But I'm gonna watch you and you better be sweet with it, right? So he got access to my man Mustafa, Moose, getting him tight work. He got access to Anthony Flynn, Anthony working with him. He got access to CJ. I mean that, he has access. I don't owe him to let CJ talk to him. Like, I don't owe him that. Like, CJ charge people. So just because he's your uncle, you don't get to go to him for free. But I've given him access to the people who've helped me blow up. And then it's like, yo, how much you trying to make? Dad, I'm trying to make an extra 5,000 this month. Or that sounds like 10 certifications. So you're gonna have to get on the phone, right? So I got some D1 schools that are like, yo, we want you to come train us. Bro, I don't got time. The kind of money they pay, ain't trying to be funny. You ain't got $50,000 an hour from me. I told my son, the university called me, D1 program, they want it. We'll go in together the first time because they want to see me. Then after that, you go in and you work with them on a regular basis, right? And if you can put me on the screen because I'm available in my hotel room, I'll get on the screen while you're local. But you learn the disc like the back of your hand. My daughter, you learn like the back, and we'll start a family company. So can I give him 50 grand? I'll be spoiling him and killing him. But I'm giving him a skill set because at the end of the day, it's just not about the meat you eat when you hunt. It's about the confidence you get when you can go hunt. When you can actually go out as a lion or a lioness and catch that, there's a pride in not just making money. There's a pride in the process of the money. Nobody that you close to, you should just be cashing them out. Didi the only person I'm just cashing out, all right? And for real, she deserves it. She was with me when I was 16, almost whatever. So she's the only person I'm cashing out. I love my daughter to life, but I tell my daughter, how much you wanna make? All right, good. This is how many clients you gonna have to get. And guess what? I'll bring the clients in and you're gonna have to take care of them. Does that make sense? And that's hard because my father wasn't in my life. And because my mother, I felt, let me stay in those abandoned buildings, I had to be careful because it was easy for me to overcompensate because my father wasn't in my life and do more and even feel guilty because my son, he ain't stupid. He'll be trying to make me feel guilty like, yeah, you spoke. I'm like, bro, sit down somewhere. You can earn as much as you want, but you're not in high school no more. I'm not giving you anything. Does that make sense? And that's a hard boundary of this family.